Well, I'm expecting from tonight a whole host of wonderful information in the Q&A session. I know there's going to be Caroline Doughty from Beu as well as Safta winners. So looking forward to asking some questions and finding out more about the film industry in KZN and across the country. So looking forward to it.
Thank you. Joy. I'm with a few familiar faces, and the question is simple. What are they expecting and what are they looking forward to seeing today? So, your name?
My name is Babalo Khware. What I'm expecting, because I was here last month, so what I'm expecting is to learn more about the industry, get more tips, and see how the guests are, how they got to where they got. Give me a bit of inspiration as a student who's about to break into the industry. And what I look forward to seeing as well is not really seeing but hearing their journeys in the industry, because we've been told that the industry is not the kindest place. So I'm keen to see how they got through the things they got through.
And what do you think about Safta winners, Jay? Saftas, are they still relevant in this time and age?
I don't know how to answer that, but it's a big thing having Safta award winner next to your name. Like if I won a Safta, I'd be like, hi, my name is Babalo Khware, Safta award winner, everywhere I went. And I think it's really a big thing. It shows how talented you really are. The fact that South Africans took their airtime and their money and voted for you to win a Safta, it's a big thing.
Well, enjoy then. So, when I say, see,
Cross.
same question. Look at you taking a selfie. Look at that. She is recording us, recording her. That's what film is about. So introduce yourself to us and tell me what you're expecting today.
Okay, I'm Sengiwe. Nothing much I'm not expecting anything because it's a first time. I'll never come here. It's a first time. I know it's not an audition. It's just to attend. Yes, that is. I need to know. Just see the girls. I don't know because
It's your first time.
it's the first time.
Well, first timers are always welcome here. Let's move on to the next ones. Enjoy, ladies. Thank you. Kata. Hey, this is how we're gonna do this one. So weird. So, are you ready? So, South Africa, if you do not know this man, you will know him today. He's one of the directors of Imbeu, Sugar, Ndibalantonina, and Vivek. This is Vivek, guys. So,
I said he was set. Ding dong. What's going on?
Well, the cameraman killed my link, guys. So he will introduce himself, sir.
No, I prefer your introduction.
Well, he is one of the directors on Imbeu, on Sugar, Tempe Pushers. Woo! Guys, Ndibalantolina, what are you expecting today? Why are you here?
Why am I here? Actually, no, I'm here because I'm expecting some informative discussion, some talk about the industry, some networking, and educating ourselves on what's happening in the industry. These are Safta winners, so there's something to learn from them.
I was about to ask, are Safta still big?
I think they're big. It's like the most prestigious award in this country for the television and film industry. So I think anyone who wins a Safta, you have to acknowledge that they're good at their craft and give them props. And that's why we're here today, to celebrate these people and to hear what they have to say. Looking forward to that.
Okay, what is not happening in this industry that you would like to happen? I know I'm getting deeper.
Oof, you're getting I mean, I guess there's always this talk around open up the industry, give people more opportunities, and I think it's happening, but it's maybe happening too slow, and that's down to a number of things. Funding, platforms are growing as we speak, but maybe the funding is not available as much as people would like, and there's so much red tape around it, and there's so much procedure, which is necessary, but maybe they need to simplify it and help people who have good ideas and really want to make stuff, and maybe put them in contact with people that can help them make it.
Oh, all right. Good pointers, good pointers. I'm going to ask you something simple because you said you were hijacked. S43, what's your spirit? What's your poison today?
Oh wow! I think everyone who knows me would have to like drop that down. It's tequila, baby, any day in the
tequila
house. Tequila night.
So what are you expecting today? Just generally.
Like I feel that this is a good opportunity for artists to actually come around and meet each other. We all work in this industry independently, and we don't actually get a chance to just come together and communicate, to talk, to get to know. So I'm very excited to come together and meet like-minded minds, spirits, creatives, Safta winners, and just have a great night.
Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy. Selma Tunzi style, guys. Do. Lalela pictures. All right, but it's introduce it and tell us what you're expecting today.
Well, my name is Fortune. Actually, what I'm expecting here today is that some of my brother forwarded me a post. Then I decided to come here to see because I'm really interested in filming and stuff and all those things since I've been bothering him to put me on filming. Actually, he's on Imbeu. Yes, he's shooting Imbeu there. So he said I must come here and learn some more to other people and gain more experience on watch and learn and all those stuff. So I decided to come today and see.
Uthanda ini kahle kahle ku filming wena but yipi mabangathi bayacasta nje kumbewu ungathanda bacastele ini
ngathanda ukuhlupha ngahlupha ubaba uBhom lo kade uBhom kuzali ngathanda like ukuba nephew yakhe because I character yakhe is like nami character engiyithandayo unenkani uyahlupha umuntu ohluphayo onolaka. Yes.
I get Punyuka Mampete, got in a competition for when Alano Fortune is in the house. S43, baby. Thank you, Buti. And
You're rocking this.
Are you happy? Silana nabantu bembewu nabantu bozalo nabantu beKZN S43 bafethu and khona umuntu omusha screen seni uLindo. So tell me, how are you finding your character and what are you expecting today?
Oh, I'm loving the character first of all, and I've been getting so much love, which I want to say, if this goes anywhere, I'd love to say thank you so much, guys. I'm loving the love, I'm getting it, and I really appreciate it. That's one of the doors that Imbeo has opened for me that I love and really do appreciate, and I want to say thank you for the love. Now, tonight, I'm expecting so much fun, so much integration, so much dialogue that needs to be had. Because there's people who are new in the industry like myself, and there's people who have been in the industry for a longer time who've been hustling. So I'm expecting, for us to have those questions and for the answers to be received because we've got both sides of the dialogue. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Namhlanje celebrate abantu bama-Safta.
Celebrate abantu bama-Safta. That's another big one. Imbeo is up there. So yay! I want to say thank you again for the love and vote, guys. We need to take it home. We've taken it home.
I have taken the editing one home.
We've taken it home. There's more definitely that we'll take home next time.
Thank you very much and good luck with your character. Enjoy and slay, man.
Thank you. Chalbisa. Bye, Amanda.
Bye. Asenzi phela abantu bembewu. Fanele senze nabanye abantu. Okay. Iza ngaphi uzombona? Sanibonani futhi lana sihleli namajita. The question is simple. What are we expecting tonight? Okay.
Okay, I expect a whole lot from that since people are creating.
As someone who's here to learn, I'm not expecting anything. As soon as it figure, my mind is open for no my inner camera.
Namhlanje celebrate abantu bama-Safta and
My name is Raphael.
celebrate abantu bama-Safta and one of your colleagues is here. What do you have to say about that?
It's very inspiring mfowethu yabo ukubona abantu around you benza izinto ezinkulu yabo it gives leyo nto leyo ukuthi hayi nawe shuthi izinto ezinhle iseza shuthi ngaphambili. Yeah, it's very inspiring ilokho nje engakusho.
Thank you very much, Putwan. Ngishifitele phela usihlala nawe. Hawu, nangu Puti. So what are you expecting today?
I expect a very innovative evening, and I'm hoping to meet amanye creatives and learn a lot from them, because I think that's what it's about, which is sihlangane sifundisane going forward.
Ubhuti ubani and ukuphi thina kule industry simfonele masidinga ini?
Igama lami nguSibuso Singa. I'm a freelance gaffer based at Durban.
See? So if you need a gaffer, nangubhuti lana ngizolishela ama number. Thank you very much. Ngizonibuza ama questions namhlanje. Wonke umuntu. Ready? So namhlanje the question is simple, ladies. Ogut, what are you expecting tonight? Some of you, this is your second session, Silana. So what are you expecting? I'll start over there.
Okay. Well, what I'm expecting tonight is to learn more and network, obviously, and yeah.
Wena bakhijackile ori?
Anyway, I'm more interested in supply chain, so I just want to know film commission as to how do we register our companies and how do we provide service for your actors and the arts people, since supply.
I uzowathola ke lawo ma-answer lana is the right place. Khweshela lena phela mnaka. How? Mnaka fanele ngene la how? Wena bhuti ubani sikufonela masidinga ini la ekhaya?
Tyson Matonsi, and ngifonela ngidinga actor, ngidinga presenter, ngidinga MC, ngidinga basically everything within the entertainment industry. That's what I deal with.
Uzwile ke uzawufona ke. Uzawuthola ama number?
Yeah, ngithola Instagram, my numbers a bit too discreet. Yeah, so ngithola ku tyson.king_. Yeah, and you can email me from there as well.
I guess I'll slide my DM kethi. Nali tafula le is it the same table? Last time benila. Well, Bafetu, this table looks very familiar. Last time got balana. So the question, Bafetu, is simple. What are you expecting this time around? Sizobuza. Actually, because in the Kumbula got the last time. So what are you expecting today?
Well, we need to learn. We're filming since in Durban. We are still growing, so we need to learn from the people who are actually on film already. So we are hoping to learn with keep on go like when the filming.
And if you had to ask the question, Gumun, to anybody here, what would the question be?
Bullet group is again right now.
Yes.
Okay, what do you do for a living and what are you hoping to achieve?
And why haven't you asked that? But hey, let's answer that question.
Okay, the question is what do I do for a living? I'm still hustling about industry acting, but so I'm here to learn. Yeah.
We are all here to learn. This is our funda Bafetu. Now next time, so begula tafula len.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, guys. I think that's enough. We are seeing more and more people, familiar faces, others not so familiar. So usisi simfonela masidinga kule industry lena. All right, tell us more about it.
This is my book, Owesifazana Namandla, The Woman of Resilience, because I'm talking like I want to change the lives of women, because this is a true life drama anyway. So, yeah.
All right, it's not just film and fashion. So, Upusi Suban, tell us more. Instagram, tell us more.
Okay, Nguslungile Wakamavundla. You can get me on Instagram as Lungile M. Twitter, One Choir, Facebook, Ndoslungile Mavundla.
All right, Bafetu nangu Slungile. Silungile. H Joburg, guys. Silungile. Mavundla, guys. Mukugulishe lapho mona ma data bundles, ne? Thank you very much. Go. Behind me, I'm a guest Tulana. A few of them, ngiyababona ukuthi sekasebenza kodawonye laphayana kuMbewu. So let's just ask them ukuthi bona ba-expectani namhlanje. Sondela. Hello. What are we expecting to do today? No, I'm new at this. So tell me what you're expecting to do today.
We're gonna do this thing, right, which is like the constant exchange of energy between people to help each other evolve and grow better. So in essence, we are gonna talk.
We're gonna talk. And then let's hear from the writer what talking is about.
Yeah, it's probably going to say the least. Yeah, no, I think we're going to have a great evening together. You know, getting to know each other, talking film.
Tell me, we are at S43. What's your poison tonight?
Orange juice. I'm driving. Stay alive.
Don't drink and drive. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. MC, like just blab. In 3, 2, Silana no MC wethu uRaphael Griffiths. Guys, so what are you expecting tonight?
Dude, like I expect these people to let us know if there's a future for the Durban film industry, and if it's actually lucrative to stay in Durban if you're into film and television. That's what I'm expecting.
And it's Kulmama Safta namhlanje. I'm a Safta winners, not just nominees.
Yeah.
Ithini nje kuwele way.
I don't know. What are the Saftas? What are the Saftas again? I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. I expect a whole lot of dope things, man. These guys are Safta winners, which shows that they're the top of the crop in the industry. So proper writers, proper editors. A lot of questions for the writer, especially the writer. Yo, Simbuzan Mabet, yo.
Yo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Slay on stage.
Thank
you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Agafuni. I'm gonna hijack an interview over here. No, Anita, guys. I am sorry, but I'm your hijacker. Anita. Hello.
Good to see you specifically.
Tell me why you're here.
Well, besides to see you, I wonder, is there any other reason? No, of course, there's a very good reason to come and hang out with all the nice movie people from Durbs, which we all love so much. It's a fabulous vibe.
And tell me, I'm going to be a little bit deep. Is there a future in Durban for the film industry?
Most definitely. Definitely. I still, I'm from the older people. I still remember having possibly the same kind of conversation about 10, 15 years ago in Cape Town.
And right
nobody ever thought Cape Town would do it. Cape Town is now bigger than Joburg. I promise you.
We got legends. Legends.
Just hang in there, keep investing, keep doing it, don't give up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. In terms of the Durban industry, I feel like it's growing. It's growing a lot because personally, like I'm from Joburg. Well, I'm from eThekwini, but I'm Pushekoli. But then in terms of Mingboa, like eThekwini, shows are growing. There's a new show, Yostela. So in terms of that, people they're actually putting in the effort of making new shows in order to go to bang and rotation of actors. Go back on abantu abasha. More opportunities for abantu go to bang in the green dash. Okay, as a passion, me personally, I'm an actor, so I love in front of the camera. Ka lapanas pete, or supervisors pete, abantu behind the scenes, pete my presenter, And what was the third question, my brother?
Which one did you answer?
I've answered 2.
Which one and which one?
The passion and the opening up of the industry.
Oh, okay. Okay. What are you hoping to learn?
I'm hoping actually to learn more about, personally, Mina, as an actor, I'm hoping to learn like switches within characters because like I feel like most people are typecasted, you know what I'm saying? So in terms of that, umuntu uzo character yodwa, I was transitioning to another character. So within that, how do you transition ganjalo, and what are the abilities, what are the disadvantages and advantages of being able to transition from character to character and being able to carry out the character fully? We go as we portraying and portraying.
Nice, round of applause, guys.
Thank you. You may take your seat, my brother. Next.
Hi. Okay. Hi. My name is Baba Lokhware. I am a Sotho living in Durban, which is very...
Which is very, yeah.
Okay, so the first... Woo! Woo! Thanks. So my group is chilling there. Yeah, no, don't do that. So for the first question, what I'd like to learn is that as a student, I'm still a baby, still a student, still trying to get my degree in drama. I'm trying to learn how to break into the industry because we've been told many times that it's not easy. You know, we've been told many times that you can be the best actress that you are, but if someone has 1 million followers on Instagram, they'll get the job. So basically, I'm trying to learn how to kind of overlook that, how to not let that bring me. Don't do that. Sorry. How to not let that bring me down, and just keep focusing on going forward. Even though I know, personally, like if I find out that this one got the job because however and whatever, I'm gonna be like, wow, okay, guess I'm giving up, but I can't do that. Cool. So about the Durban industry, it's really. In terms of the Durban industry, it is growing. We have 3 major shows on TV. We have many little films on, I don't want to say little, but like films on like Mzansi Magic and Mzansi Bioscope and things like that. My ultimate dream would be to see a film in Stukideko, in New Metro, like on the big screens. Yeah. And as an actress, also I'd like to learn to, keep pushing in Durban, because many times we study in Durban and it's like, okay, after I get this degree, I'm getting my butt on a plane, I'm going to Joburg. That's not going to help us as the Durban film industry. We have to stay here, we have to hustle here, we have to keep growing here. The curry is cooking in the pot. We need to keep adding to that pot till we get the final product. So we are growing as Durban. I just want to see us grow to further and greater heights. Yes. And in terms of my passion, like I said, I'm a drama student, and I've been asked many times, why are you getting a degree in drama? Why are you getting a degree in acting? And I once doubted my decision, but the more I studied, the more I saw that there's so much that you're learning, because I go to After, and as After, they take you on sets of Imbeo and Uzalo to do like audition things, and the casting directors will tell me the exact same things that my stage or screen lecturers tell me, and I'm like, okay, so this is actually a thing that many people don't really, get to learn and understand. So in terms of my passion as well, I'm not trying to act to make it big or to be famous or to be rich. I just want to tell stories for people to see, as long as someone in the audience is moved and has learned something, then I've done my job. So, yeah.
Round of applause.
Yeah. Okay, hi guys, my name is Zahir. I represent this group on my right. Say hi, guys. Yeah! All right, just to keep it short and sweet, I'm also involved in the industry, documentary, filmmaking, and also performance arts. So I'm involved with Imbeo, I've been involved with Zalo and a couple of other productions currently at the moment. But with the future of, with the first question, what am I expecting to learn tonight? We have a great panel here tonight, so they're going to be teaching us about the industry. I have Caroline, who's also a writer, and I'd love to learn more about writing skills and also storytelling in KZN. I mean, the industry in KZN is fairly young, but it is growing exponentially in the city, so we can say kudos to that. We have got some very good productions that's been in the cinema. Yeah! I love it. Yeah. I love it. So the film industry in the country as a whole is getting recognized globally, and that's a good thing. You're getting nominated in the Oscar department, so hopefully to see many more of that in the future. What we are expecting in the future with the film industry, as you all know, the Film Commission is based in Musgrave. They've been around for a few years, and they've got budget. So we need to obviously propose the right projects to them. And as my brother on my right has mentioned, he's expecting to see
aesthetics, great storytelling. You want to see stories like Shaka Zulu made like in the form of Game of Thrones with that kind of visual effects. Yeah, so why not? We've got a country rich in history, rich in storytelling. So I think coming together, networking, and knowing what our skills are, we can definitely develop the industry moving forward in this city and country. Yeah.
Nice. Round of applause, guys. There we go.
Is it working? Yeah. Okay. Since we started this off like a dating round, Raphael, can you like give me,
What's
know,
up?
like the hot anchor of the show? Can you give me the first question?
The first go. Oh,
But say it
okay.
just like how they do it.
How, like what? Like an anchor? Like a news anchor?
So, Mishka.
Okay,
tell
so
us.
Mishka, the first question was,
Yes?
what are you expecting to learn, my darling?
Well, it's not just me, it's my team, and I'm sure everybody here tonight will agree. We are expecting to learn anything and everything. As you guys know, everything! It's hard to make it in this industry, especially in Durban, but we're making things happen. So we got to be like sponges, as crazy as that sounds, and soak up as much as you can get, as much knowledge as you can get.
Nice. And the second question was,
Yeah.
the future for Durban filmmaking.
Okay, well, a few people already mentioned, and again, as everyone is going to agree, the future for Durban is it's growing at a rapid rate. Somebody in my team had mentioned already that about a decade ago, you'd have to move to Joburg, you'd have to go to Cape Town, you'd have to have, set your goals to go overseas. But it is so much easier these days because now Durban is growing, and like I said, at a very rapid rate. So, somebody had spoken earlier about the fact that you study in Durban, and where do you go? Well, people are studying here in Durban and making it for themselves. There's 3 amazing television series that are happening right now in the country. Things are happening. More films are being produced with wonderful content. I think this year so many South African films have come out. So the Durban film and television industry and stage as well is growing rapidly. So many more opportunities than there were before.
Nice. Last but not least, what do you love about film and television?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything, the lights, the glamour, the hairdos, because I came from sets, the makeup, everything. The whole experience is unlike any other job. Unlike any other job. And as an actress, I can speak from experience saying that every day I get to work to be something totally different. I'm not just an actress. I can be a doctor one day. I can be a housewife one day. I can do it all.
Nice. Yeah, round of applause, guys. Nice one, Mishka. Nice one.
Don't stop with me. I need an intro. I need as well the questions.
You
I
need to introduce
everything.
yourself, then I'll give you the questions.
Okay, I'm Mitzi Mapengo, and that's my group over there.
Hey, hey. Question number 1, what are you hoping to learn?
Okay. A lot of the things they've already said we wanted to say. But learning, hopefully we want to learn how to make money in this industry. And just in terms of equality, females, males, how do we get respected and recognized more or better? And hopefully we learn as we can find out as well. Basically, if you get stuck, if you're in the back end, if you're in production and you want to try something new, who do you go to? Who can you approach if you have an idea, etc. And then the second question
Second
was,
question, your hope for the future for the Durban industry.
Okay, hope for the future. Okay, it's definitely looking bright here. Apparently, a hostela has been snatched up somewhere in Hollywood, so it's being watched there now. So I think it's adding a whole lot of spice to Durban because we're already seeing it's the top shows on the side anyway. So yeah, there's a lot more that's gonna come this side. So we're all hopeful. A lot of people were talking, like everybody said, about everybody who's educated here or wants an opportunity has to go to Joburg. But now everybody can just, stay here. A lot of people are looking for Zulu-speaking people. There's all these dramas this side, so we definitely see it going far.
And last but not least, the passion question, what do you love about film and television?
We all love that we can do, actors and actresses, we can be anything we want at any given time, any day. So passion, that's the passion, and that's basically from the actor side. The other guys, I think it's just creativity, you're just doing what you love. Or
Nice.
pushing
Round
for
of
what you want.
applause, guys. Amazing.
Sanibonani. Ninjani? Igama lami nguSilungile ngwakamavundla ngwakhona la eThekwini igroup yami on my left.
Hey, hey.
Question?
And okay, you see, Mishka, you see what you started, Chief. You see, I blame you. You know, I blame you. First question was, what do you hope to learn?
I'm hoping to learn the industry inside out, and like I'm not a person who is like I've always been behind the scenes, and I need to stay there. But I just need to learn to produce, and being a writer, and like there's a lot that I need to learn without me being an actor anyway. Yeah.
Nice one. Your hope for the future of the Durban industry?
My hope, especially for women, ukuthi mhlambe they just need to stop thinking ukuthi you men are higher, you think you almighty and all. And uNkulunkulu created okay, uNkulunkulu created men okokuqala ngithi. But they were the first version, and we women were the second version, which means the second version is the best version then, because there are a lot of mistakes. So since there are a lot of mistakes, we are here to correct the mistakes. We are here to correct the country as well. We are the women of resilience. Yeah.
And the last question was, what do you love about film and television?
I think for now, I think I love everything. I think the passion grew. Ihostela did something to us. And I think I'm hoping, ukuthi, since I'm an author, I just need to tell my story as it is, and I know the film industry will make that easy for me, and yeah.
Nice one, nice one. Can I answer your second question?
Yeah.
You know what my mom always said to me growing up? She said, women are eternity because they gave birth to eternal life, so you've never been oppressed. Next!
Sanibonani, Kamala Mupelo Madiba. I'm an author and I'm an accountant. All right, okay, what I'm hoping to achieve, what I'm trying to do is integrate writing, being an author, and film, because we are trying to document all our stories in every way possible, so that's what we're trying to do. I don't remember the question.
Second one, your hope for the future of the Durban film
the
industry.
hope for the future is for us creatives to work together. We need to work together. Authors need to work together with filmmakers, actors, and everyone who's telling South African stories, and world stories. Everyone needs to tell the stories. If you've got a story to tell it. Third question.
That's amazing. What do you love about film and television?
Well,
okay, with you, what do you love about literature, film, and television?
All right, with literature, you can imagine whatever. Let's say ngiyabhala, and every time I write, I imagine what this person is like this. What I love about film is that you can actually see the person. Nice. So yeah, that's just about it. Beautiful. So that's my group there in the corner.
Hey, hey!
Thank you.
Nice one. Round of applause, guys. Another one. Last but not least, my brother.
Dumelang. My name is Matome Signolo. I'm representing this group here.
Hey, hey!
They call themselves the Legends. I think it's a terrible name, but they've identified themselves, which is good. I'm sure by the time you leave here, you'd remember the group called the Legends. In terms of the hope for the evening, what we would like to learn is the feeling of the group is that I'm new in Durban, they new in the industry, so they would like to sort of suss what's the headspace of everyone who's here, just to sort of get the understanding of where the industry is in Durban. So that's what we're hoping to learn for the evening. In terms of the hope for the industry, The group feels that if the pie could grow a little bit bigger, because at the moment, if you're not working on Mbeu or Uzalo, where else do you work? So if more projects can be created so that there's more work for a lot more people, that would be great for everyone. So that's the hope for the industry. In terms of the passion for filmmaking, as you all know, filmmaking is a very powerful tool that we use to transform or create the world. I mean, today you know about Wakanda. It's a fictitious world that has been created by filmmakers. So that's the power that the medium has. So the passion actually comes from there, that we've got this powerful tool that we can use in order to shape and change the world. That's where the passion
Beautiful,
comes.
brother. Nice. Okay, give yourselves a big round of applause for doing that. That was awesome. You guys are awesome. And that was really dope. For now, though, I'd like to introduce the Reach for a Dream campaign. So I'd like to call upon Mrs. Koliswa Nogwelo. Is it Miss or Mrs.? It's Miss. Oh, you're not married. My bad. I'm so sorry. Okay, keep it going, guys. The plan is to keep it going until she gets to the stage, right? There we go. There we go.
Hi, guys. Good evening. Firstly, I'm out of Reach for a Dream. But it's fine. That's where we know each other from. So my name is Koliswa Nongwelo, and I am a founder of a foundation named Isisekelo Foundation. So Isisekelo Foundation builds houses for children who are life-threatened, who are in need of proper housing due to their health. So those are kids with kidney transplants and liver diseases and all of that. So Uluzuko knows me from Reach for a Dream because basically most of our children who face such challenges get so much hope from your celebrities, your actors, your actresses, you know. So when we'd have children saying, I'd like to see someone from Uzalo, and then we'd just plan it and have that child be with the team Uzalo for almost like 3 to 4 hours, mostly the whole day. So yeah, today, Luzuko invited me over. So I know nothing about film, guys, like, I'm out. But I'm here today because Uluzo was one of the donors for Isisekelo Foundation. And right now, there are programs that we're doing. Currently, we're doing a school shoe campaign for children in rural areas. So that's in Nongoma, Ngutu, Freehead, most of where some of us come from. You know, yeah. So we're doing that on the 5th of April. And I'm campaigning, salute. Because we're needing more donations. We're needing more people to buy pairs of shoes. We've got about 55 children that we want to give out to because it's our first. So we want to start slow and small and grow as a foundation. We're doing that on the 5th of April. And anybody that would like to donate can either speak to me because I'm here or to Uluzugo in terms of how would you like to do. You want to purchase the shoes, or would you like to give us a cash donation, pro donor donation, and we can just purchase this ourselves. So yeah, that's why I'm here, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Luzula.
Nice, guys. Give a round of applause. Just so you know, we are actually recording a podcast. So yeah, whatever you say will be recorded and will be used against you. And I'm kidding. It will be used for you. So it's called Deep Rooted Durban on Facebook and YouTube. Also, our Facebook page is Durban Filmmakers in Conversation. So get on Facebook, talk to us, and let's just, let's talk about the industry. Let's talk about the system. Is it working for us? Is it not working for us? Let's just get it cracking. But for now, enough about me. I've got 2 award winners on stage. First things first, if you don't know, now you know. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. I'll let them introduce themselves, but first up, we've got Caroline. A very, very talented writer. So I'll let her introduce herself, then speak.
Hi, my name's Caroline. I'm the head writer on Mbewu at the moment. I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited to meet some of you. Hopefully, if you have any questions, I can help you with tonight. I'm looking forward to doing that. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Then I got my main man, Prof. Bruh, I'm not gonna say your surname, full name, ID number, and all that. I'll let that do that, right? You my G, you know that, right?
This is unfair, though.
But you know that, right? Okay, round of applause for Prof.
What's up, y'all? Good people. Yeah, man, so we'll talk about the industry. I'm working on Mbewu with her and pretty much a large chunk of you here as the editor. And I guess this is us meeting to actually talk about how we can actually build this industry. So we'll see how today goes then. Sure.
Nice. Thank you, Prof. Okay, for now, let's hear from Caroline. What inspired her to be a writer, why she's writing, and if she loves her job or she just hates the ish out of it. Okay, to you, Caroline. The mic is working.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hi. So first time I've used one of these. So hopefully it all goes, I don't know.
I tell her so she can.
Thanks. So as I was saying, I'm the head writer on Mbewu. And I think when you're a writer, you just know you're a writer. You have stories in your head 24 hours a day. So I'm sure many of you know that feeling. You've got something inside you that wants to come out, a voice that you have to share with the world. So yeah, I think I've always known I wanted to be a writer. And I'm actually doing my dream job.
Yeah. What were the most challenging moments in your career?
Being a writer, every day is a challenge. Rejection is something that you've got to get used to, and it's something you can't let break you, because not everyone is going to love your story. No matter how much you love it, and no matter how much you think it's a good idea, not everyone is going to love it. So rejection is something that writers have to learn to deal with. And it's also something that will make you stronger, and to take on that criticism sometimes improves your story. You've got to be able to adapt. You've got to be able to adapt your ideas, especially in a commercial environment where there are other factors at play. You've got to be able to be open to adjusting your stories and adjusting your ideas in order to suit a market.
Nice. In terms of adjusting your ideas and everything, what are your thoughts on the South African content at the moment, from past, present, and future?
I think South African content has grown enormously. I think the talent we have got such a deep pool of talent. Our movies have, if you watching this year's batch of Safta films was already a huge improvement on last year's. I think South African cinema is coming into its own. We're finding a way to get our stories into an international market, which is taking us forward leaps and bounds in our industry and attracting business into South Africa. I think we have a very unique voice and we have a very unique perspective on the world. And as long as we can keep that voice but still make our films attractive to an international audience is what we need to overcome. Because we consume a lot of American content. We identify with a lot of American stories, which is not our culture. But because they are human stories, we can do that, because everyone can identify with a mother who's lost a baby, no matter in which country she resides. Everyone can identify with a man who wants revenge, no matter which country he resides in. So I think South Africa's challenge is to be able to incorporate what makes us different, but also be able to not make ourselves so different that a universal audience can't watch it and identify with the story we're telling.
Nice. So where did it all begin for you? When did you decide, I want to be a writer?
Sure, yeah, my whole life. I used to actually, in high school, I used to write telenovelas for my friends. I used to write little letters, like little episodes, and my friends would all read them, and then the next day I'd write the next insert. So little did I know that I was preparing myself for my career. But I've always loved to tell stories.
Nice, nice. Round of applause, guys. Yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, there we go. We got one.
As a writer, so you've got the story, right? You've got the characters in the story. You've got the world of the story. What are the important elements for you when you're writing the story? Do you start by building the world, then put in the characters and the story, or do you write the story and then create the world? And if you can just please motivate, why would you pick whatever element that comes first? I'm interested to know that.
To me, every great story starts with your character. It doesn't matter what world they're in, as if we have got to identify with that person. They've got to be multifaceted, they can't be one-dimensional, there's got to be layers. So to me, before you start even thinking what your world is, who is this person whose story you're telling? And why do you want to tell that person's story? Because that character will motivate the rest of your story. Because if you understand that character enough, whatever obstacle comes his way, he will respond, not how you force him to respond, but if he's a proper character, your answers are for you. So if this happens, he will only react one way, because that is his character. What happens, I find often, is that people they make one-dimensional characters and they kind of push them into places they want them to be. But to me, story starts with character. Who is that person? What is their backstory? Where do they come from? Why do they like certain things, and why do certain things anger them? Because then those will all be triggers in your story as you then build the world around your character. I hope that makes sense.
Nice. Sadly, we cannot run away from racial issues. So how do you get over the criticism when people say that you're a white writer, but you're writing a black story? So there might be a disconnect in terms of you being able to tell a black story authentically. How do you get over that? And what's your solution to that, if there is any?
Okay, well, it is a complex issue. But as I said before, I can identify if someone brings me a story on my team about, take Mbewu. There are two brothers, and one brother's fathered the other brother's sons. Even though this is a Zulu tradition, I can identify with the anger of that man when he finds out those children are not his, that his brother fathered those children. I can identify with that even though he's an African man, even though he's a Zulu man. It's not the tradition and it's the human that makes us connect with our stories, if that makes sense. And I can connect with anyone from any race or from any culture if we are talking on the same level. I can understand you. I do also have a fantastic team of storyliners, and our office is full of people with lots of advice. So often you do get those clashes where, especially in respect, sometimes like we'll write a younger character talking maybe disrespectfully to an older character, which someone will then approach and say, sorry, but this is not done. And of course we respect that, and we adjust the story to suit that. But as to the actual heart of the story, I don't think that is race. I think that's humanity. That's people.
True story. Beautiful. Any more questions, guys? You got a question? Yes. This guy, must we give this guy a question? Yes. You sure? Okay, let's give it.
I just want to know, in terms of copyright, as a new writer, I have ideas, I'm writing. I'm always advised to register my scripts. And you find that sometimes maybe the content, I'm still growing, I haven't found myself. So is it wise to actually register your script while you're still finding your feet in the industry? Or do you need to wait for certain projects and the success of the projects before you register yourself? Because I know once you register yourself, any other person can use your material. So, but at the end of the day, you want to get into the industry. I don't want to have a situation where people don't want to take my story now because it's registered, because they know the law is going to be on their ass if they take my story, if they steal my story. So at which stage now, where do I need to actually register my script?
Okay, you can copyright your script with the Writers Guild. They do offer that service. So if you've written a film script and you want to copyright it, go to the Writers Guild of South Africa. They can copyright it for you. But as to, the only thing is you cannot copyright an idea. That's fact. So if you've written a story about a man who gets abducted by aliens and comes back as a Martian, someone else might have told that same story but in a different way. So that is the difficulty with saying I'm going to copyright this story, because someone can still like something in it and change it to a certain extent. But I think in the industry, not many people want to steal your idea. This is a very collaborative industry, and I think a lot of producers don't accept unsolicited scripts now for this reason, because when they make a film similar, people come and say, hey, that was my idea. So a lot of them, that's why a lot of them start going through agents and start going through things like that, so that they don't have to worry about things like that. But I mean, I've been in the industry for about 20 years now, and I've heard about one person who feels that a production company stole their idea. And they took them to court. They're currently in court with them. Because, I mean, if you can prove that this is directly your story, then you have a case. But as for, I mean, you're welcome to copyright it, but as I said, you can't copyright an idea. You can't say, you can't have a character like this, or you can't have a scenario like this, because people will just tell it a different way.
Yeah, man. Let's stop the fear of guys. Let's collaborate. That's one thing about most writers. They feel like this is my idea. I hold it dear to my heart. Let me not put it out there. Then if you don't put it out there with a lot of other people that share the same thing and want the same vision, then it will never happen. Next question.
Hi. Okay, cool. My question is simple. In terms of, beside writing for some like Gombe or whatsoever, like writing your own stories, does it has more to do with stories that you attach to, that you love, in terms of you can connect emotionally, or to do with writing stories that you look more into how it's gonna reach out to a wider audience, so to say? I'm not sure if my question is
so
clear.
you're asking, do you write a commercial story or do you write a story you love?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? You can do both. I don't think it has to be one or the other.
I was just asking, like, in terms of how you sort of like see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, the personal stories that I do are things that I feel strongly about, and it's things I want to talk about. And I think that's where most story comes from, is you want to, brilliant writers, even in novels, they have a voice. They have something that they want to say. And I personally find that those stories usually have more resonance. If it's a story, a subject or something that is close to you, that you want to talk about. But again, you know, there's nothing stopping anyone writing the next Marvel film. I mean, that's flippin' amazing. But even those films, they have a heart, and they have a very structured and beautiful and layered storyline. So I think you can do both. You can love it and be commercial. Yeah.
You can love it and make money, Chief. What's wrong?
Yeah, and make money.
This guy.
Artists don't have to be starving.
We don't. That's another thing, guys. We know we're passionate about this, but we also need to drive nice cars and live in nice houses and take care of our families, right?
Then don't be a writer.
Okay, no, I'm kidding, guys. We don't. Let's just be passionate about this thing and starve till the death. It's fine. Okay, we've got one more question, guys. I won't skip you. I wasn't about to skip you. Come through.
Okay, hi. My question is mostly about authenticity. I am a wardrobe stylist, and one of the lessons that I've gotten is that you always stay true to the, let's say, for example, like the period that a movie is set in. So in the South African film industry, my only thing is when I think about a character, I want to decipher the character and actually, let's say, dress the character according to where this character is from and things like that, those kind of aspects. So my only thing is that my biggest struggle has been that we have a lot of influence from America and whatever, and South Africa has been majorly westernized. So my only thing is, what aspects do you as a writer consider when you write for something like Mbeu? Because I found that a lot of the times we, unlike Americans, trying to tell our own story, we hide a lot of things that we as Africans do. So when we do them, they're perfectly fine and we rejoice and we indulge and we go through it. Yet in our storylines, it's always sort of like capped or like held back in a kind of way. So what are the things that you probably then consider? Is it like research? Do you, what are those little aspects that make it okay for Americans to be blunt about most of their storylines, yet we are sort of held back in terms of, okay, we can't do that because it's risque type thing? Yeah.
Okay. So, are you, I think there's two aspects to your question. Are you talking that we don't show our culture or tradition?
Yes, heavily on culture and tradition.
Okay.
Because it's almost like what I expect to find from a South African film is something that'll resonate with South Africans, something that'll show off South Africans. And you know, I mean, we have this whole setup right now. Millennials are going crazy. Nobody really knows what's really the right way of doing South African things. We're in a position where I look at my mom and I'll be like, ah, ma, whoa, you know, that's really like not of today. But it is who I am because I'm South African. And that's how my mom was raised and that's how her culture did things. So it's almost like I'm trying to find a way in. I feel like in a film, you're supposed to show people that they're supposed to believe in themselves. And if we create a South African film, what is the point if we don't instill more confidence in being ourselves? And you know, you don't want to do a rewrite of, okay, cool, so we shot a Marvel film, and then we do like a South African rendition of it. It's not going to make sense. It's not really going to resonate with anyone. So, you know, those little situations. That's kind of, yeah.
Okay, no, well, I think regarding Mbeu, I think one of our mandates is we do try to include as much culture and tradition in our storylines. That is something we actually are very, very big on. And we've recently just, to make sure we are correct in all the processes, we've actually just hired a researcher as part of our team. Who can read our scripts and make sure that procedures are followed as they should do. So personally, speaking from Mbeu, we are actually trying to make sure that that is a big part of our storylines. And Mbeu on YouTube is watched all over the world. So what is surprising us is that people overseas are enjoying our content. And we are putting in a lot of our traditions and our culture. Regarding film, like what you're saying, you know, if we tried, I don't think we should ever try and imitate because we are different. We are different. So when I made that comment earlier saying we need to be different but try and make it universal, I think a good example would be a friend of mine's working on a script about a lesbian couple. And she got so engrossed in the culture and the processes and the cleansings, and that she lost sight of the fact that this is a two women who are in love. And in order to show that, she got so engrossed in that she lost the heart of the story. Which we should never lose sight that these are just two women who love each other. And I think it's that balance. Yes, include that. It's all texture to your story. It all builds a unique perspective. But keep the focus on what everyone around the world who struggled with their sexuality or struggled with same-sex relationships are going to look at and go, yes, I know what that feels like, even though it's in Africa. Yeah.
Fantastic. We need more writers like you.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Any more questions? Going once, yo. Okay, please come up, my good sir. There you go.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, and you?
Cool, man. As a writer. Okay, cool. As a writer, there's so many people involved in a movie, actors, design of the movies, and all the people like extras as well. How much consideration do you put in before you write a story?
How much consideration?
Yeah.
Well, it all starts with story. I mean, all those actors in production and whatever would not have a job without a good story. So, and I think unfortunately in this country, not enough credit is given for that. I think writers are seen as dispensable, but unfortunately, I mean the Saftas, I'm sorry I'm going to go on my podium here, but the fact the Saftas took the writing awards out of the main ceremony is because none of that would be happening without audiences, and audiences are watching story. You know, as much as actors are fantastic and you're all wonderful and you're definitely a draw card, the thing is, without a story that someone has invested in, I mean, that all started with a script. Someone read that script and said, hey, let's do the story. Or Mr. Duma and Lovu said, wouldn't it be great if two brothers, this happened? That's where it starts. It starts with an idea and a script. And I wish that more credits and value would be given to that.
Last more question. How do you feel about you write a story and somebody as a designer change your story into a picture?
A designer changed the story into a picture?
Like there's film designers, there's people who do art and stuff. And
yes.
How do you consider them? They change your story into a reality of what they think is the right way. Then as a writer, you think it's the right way.
So you mean if you disagree with the way they've interpreted it?
Correct.
Okay, well then it gets a bit murky. It depends on the agreement you've made with the production, because are you talking about a film?
Can be a film, can be anything like what you're writing about.
Yeah, it can be. Okay, so. Basically, when it works on a television show, usually we work very closely with the art department or wardrobe so that we are all on the same page. But very often in films, like you'll hear many writers are very bitter because their film did not come out the way it was supposed to, is because you've sold the rights of your script and someone has bought it. And once that happens, they can interpret it any way they want to. And you kind of got to wash your hands of it and say, it's my baby, do what you want with it. You know.
Okay, Amanda, you can come have your question.
Like that.
Yes, like that.
My question is a bit light, I hope. I just want to know which character have you written in all the productions that you've worked with? I know that writers sometimes carry one character, like your favorite character, and tell me why. And what does a Safta mean to you?
And what does?
A Safta mean to you?
Oh, the Saftas. My favorite character, I think, would have to be Sticky from Ring of Lies. Sticky. Yeah, I love Sticky. Sticky was great. So I would say he would probably be my favorite character, a bit comic and a bit crazy. And basically, awards they're great to get, and it's good to feel congratulated, and it's good to feel appreciated, but they're not the be-all and end-all. And next year, there's another great person or another great person getting an award, and it doesn't diminish your achievements whatsoever. So to me, it's like you've just got to keep going. And even though you got an award 2 years ago, doesn't mean you're going to get an award in a year's time. You still got to bring your best. You got to bring your A game all the time. So yeah, but it's great.
Nice, man. And since this is such a collaborative industry, what happens when you fall out of love with a character? Like, I think I think that's the biggest fear for a lot of actors, you know? Like, okay, this person, maybe you might fall out of love with the character as you're writing it. Maybe you fall out of love with the way the actor's portraying it. What happens when that happens? Because usually actors die when that happens. It's like, we just don't know what to write for you, and that's the worst thing for an actor.
That is the worst thing. And sometimes writers do it to themselves. They write a character in a corner, and then they're like, what are we going to do now? We got limited options. But usually, I haven't fallen out of love with a character. I think if you've created enough three-dimensional characters, they bring their own quality to the storyline. So there hasn't been a character that I've gone, I'm tired of writing for this guy. But I haven't ever fallen out of love with a character.
Nice. Hey, you're different from one writer I know, Patu. It's always like, kill everyone. We don't care. Okay, guys, give her a round of applause. She's amazing. Mad dope. Up next, we have someone, you know, back in film school, we had a saying. When we were filming and everything, we'd just be like, don't worry, man, we'll fix it in post. Fix it in post. By the time we get to post, we realize there's nothing worth fixing. Everything was crap, and our film has been ruined. So Prof is an editor. The Mr. Fix It in Post. What's up, Prof?
What's up, yo?
What is after, Antoine? Is a turn is after. May you please share your background with us, brother?
All right, cool. My background, I guess, okay, in high school, actually, I studied art and graphic design. It was one of the things that were happening as they were trying to figure out this curriculum change and stuff. So this is where I started growing an interest in terms of visual art. But I didn't know it could be an option, you know. It was like, come here, maqueta. That's all we knew as black people. And over time, eventually, when I met like one or two filmmakers, I was like, wow, this is actually a thing, and they're not black. I mean, they're not white at this point. I'm like, cool. Try to convince my dad. My dad is like, no. We go to after. He saw so many white people. He's like, if there's this many white people, it has to be money. So it's fine. You can do this film thing. So hence started my journey into filmmaking, and I pretty much did everything from music to shooting to editing. So right now I am editing, but I am multi-skilled in a sense. So yeah.
Nice man. And yeah, there's a very interesting question here. Dude, what? Oh, okay. Your thoughts on black female editors and the opportunities they have. Can we ever close the gap?
Black female. No, but guys, okay, cool. So right now we're in a complicated space, and in terms of where society is, in terms of dialogue between men and women. And for me, I'm like I've met brilliant female editors, and the funny thing is that the biggest hindrance in terms of post-production world has been other females, because editing is like so technical that when you get an editor, you trust them because you, the director, are not going to be like, get out of here, I'll edit it myself. It's like the woman has worked their way there. Most of the time, they get the respect that they due. And my difficulty is the fact that I think the bigger question should be is how can we get more women interested in, or letting them know that this is actually a possibility as a career outcome, you know? So that would be the better question versus what you've currently asked.
Nice. I like that. Versus what you currently wrote, bro. What's the one thing that you love about editing, bro?
You breathe life into the story. Like, it's, I don't know, you guys, like within Bill, there's 1,000 versions you guys will never see, because I thought they were shit. I'm brutal. I will, like, you'll be the director, and I'll be like, come, we're at the graveyard. We have to cut this baby down. And I will cut it down, but it's going to be the most beautiful thing by the time we're done. And that process it's beautiful, man. And it's like, I know you've probably had scenes where you're like excited about, and then you're like, but where's the rest of this? Or scenes where you're like, damn, I messed it up. And then when you saw it, you're like, wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah, true. So,
like, it's an art form, even though a lot of people may think it's so technical that it's not an art form. Like, one of my favorite things is getting a movie that's about 70% good. That 30% there, it's a lot. And I'm like, all right, cool, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the end, I'm gonna put it in the beginning. I'm like, that's not working, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna switch it around, etc. By the time it's done, the scriptwriter is like, this is not my movie. But it works.
But it works, right? Ah, nice. That's a good one. Speaking of movies, bro, do you think we as South Africans and Africans are capable of doing good quality movies that will compete overseas?
Okay, it's quite a, okay, cool, it's complicated in essay in terms of, like, one of the questions that were asked regarding script writing. And for me, I'm like, but dude, we have commissioning editors. They don't want to see the culture and everything else. They want to see what they think sells. So then the question is then, how do we raise our own money so we can shoot our own stories without being hindered by the powers that be in that case? So it's not a question of skills, where it's like Spider-Man, we have Harry Potter, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because of the fact that a lot of, there's people on the VFX team, there's modelers who are from South Africa. South Africa can't afford their own skills. So it's, the skills are here. Like, we together can shoot one thing that can actually enter into the Oscars, but we don't have the funding for it. So it's like, okay, we have a very complicated journey, and we're gonna build here in Durban, and the people who are gonna enjoy are gonna be our kids, not us.
Yeah.
But this is life, guys. It's brutal. This is the reality. But
Tell it as it is.
but dude, the skills are here, and we need to find ways to create opportunities for ourselves to tell our own stories. And this is part of a reason why, okay, like Luzuko's doing his film this year, and I'm like, yo, dude, I want to be in. And CeeLo's doing a bunch of ish, and I'm like, yo, dude, I want to be in. And this is regardless of whether or not there's money. It's because of the fact that the more we can do to help build each other up, that's the only way we get to the top. Because like you have, when you have you watch the Americans, you know, these directors that sit down and they've known each other since they were kids. Yeah. They were assisting each other on, okay, dude, I'm doing my short film, come help me out. It's like, all right, cool, dog, I'm gonna be there. And it's like, we need to build the same culture where it's like, yo, dude, I'm doing this film, it's gonna be 2 days only. I've got 0 resources, I'm like, all right, cool. I've got 5 lenses, Ubanban's got a camera, and so on. We'll hustle lights and so on. Let's shoot this thing in a short space of time and get it out. And you have to, okay, we start by telling, when we start telling stories, right, we have this vague idea of what telling stories is, especially as a director and a writer and so on, and it's crap. So the first goal is to get all the crap out, and the only way to get all the crap out is by actually doing and constantly executing, failing, and then when we start succeeding, hopefully not on somebody else's budget, right?
yeah.
Then we'll be like, okay, cool. I'm actually telling stories. How many times have you guys failed?
Yeah, true, a lot. Preach, brother, preach. Any questions for Prof? Questions? Going once? Going twice? Going... Why you always... There we go.
Guys, I'm just going to ask because I'm here to learn, so I'm going to ask because I want to know. Prof, I had a friend of mine who was an editor. And you guys, you spend a lot of time in that room. Sometimes you don't have friends. Sometimes you don't have girlfriends. So you spend your time mostly in front of the laptop. So a friend of mine was so deep into editing in such a way that he lost his mind. I'm being for real, guys. He got crazy. Like, he had pills. He was taken to a doctor. He was taken to a witch doctor, traditional doctor. Nothing worked. So I felt like because he was so passionate in his job, he felt like that's the only thing he needs to concentrate on because he believed in perfection. So how do you keep yourself alive? Because you guys, you work as much as you go 8-5, it depends, but most of the time you're there, you're alone. It's not like crew where you socialize, you've got time to spend on your own. How do you maintain that and making sure that you don't go insane?
Sanity check, brother. How do you keep yourself
How old
sane?
was your homie?
He's around about 25.
Does he have any prior history of mental health within his family and so on?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. For me, I do think that within like as a young person, I do think you should push yourself to the max, so you can basically kind of discover where you start burning out. And then from there, you can be like, okay, cool. Any production that pushes me beyond this point, I'm not going to take it. So I do think you do have a responsibility for yourself. Like, I've been in productions where I was like, what the hell was I doing? I was like sleeping 4 hours a day, one of them being driving on the road. The rest is my girlfriend is upset because I'm not spending enough time. And I'm like, okay, bye. And it's like, but the sun is not even out yet. Like, dude, it's like, that's like abusive. And it's difficult as a black person because of the fact that you guys are built to handle abuse. And you don't even know you're being abused until later on when you're sitting down with some psychologist and you're like, oh, damn, that was abuse. And so it's like, there's a responsibility we should take for ourselves to be like, okay, cool, this is me loving myself, I guess, even though black people don't like statements like that.
True. Next question, brother.
Sanbona, hi. My name is Busiso. I'm a Durban-based gaffer. I just want to ask, personally, I sometimes find myself working on a project whereby you find during production, everything looks really nice. The rushes look good. But then it happens that if the editor just probably doesn't like the footage that much, or it doesn't work for the editor. So what happens as an editor when you get a footage that has been given a go by almost everyone else on set, and probably if the writer happened to be there on set, maybe, and they were happy with the story, and for the editor it doesn't work, what happens then to that footage? Does it...
Whenever I get crap footage, I find a way to make it work. And if the director's not happy with the way that I've tried to make it work or have successfully made it work, then everything else will be on the director. There's productions where I've received footage where it's crap. I get it down to a decent place where I can still keep my name on it. The director starts messing around with stuff, okay, cool. And I'm like, at the end of it, I'm like, I'm here to serve. It's a collaborative effort, but I am here to serve this production. And I'm like, okay, cool, you've taken it to this crap place. Because here's the thing, it's either if you guys have shot beautiful, amazing stuff and it comes to post-production and it looks like crap, it's either one, your editor doesn't know how to really edit, or you guys were under the illusion that you were shooting good stuff when you were actually shooting crap stuff. So it's one of those two possibilities. So it's like, one, you can change your editor if you think that he's not doing justice, or to come to peace with the fact that you might have actually shot shit.
But you make yourself happy.
Pardon?
You make yourself happy.
I do my best, dude, especially when it comes to actual story. Like, I will break my back for. It's like, okay, cool. So the production which I won the Safta on, Christmas, I went to my family, spent a couple of hours there, it's Christmas lunch, etc. And I was like, okay, bye guys, I'm gonna go edit. And I went back and edited this film. And it's not like they were paying me amazing, but it's like, dude, how often do I get a script that's cool? So I'm like, I'm gonna edit the heck out of it, making sure it's sculpted and make it as beautiful as possible. So, dude, if you care about your story, like, get a new editor if it's looking terrible, but I will break my back. It's not the same for every other person. It's like, you know how brutal this industry is. Like, by the time you've spent 5 to 10 years in this industry and you have this disillusionment where it's like, I'm just gonna pay rent. I'm not going to break my back for this. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to pay rent. And it's like, a lot of people get there. And it's like, essentially your fire for this production or for film in general has started to die. But it's also your responsibility to take care of your own fire in that sense.
Yep, it's your responsibility to take care of your own fire, man. Next question.
I just have one question. What software do you use and recommend? Sorry? What software do you use and recommend for editing your videos?
How long have you been editing?
I'm actually a software engineer, but I'm part of a company.
My favorite is Premiere Pro, and I've got no loyalty to software. Like, tomorrow if you release a better software than Premiere, I'll be on it. I'll be like, okay, buy Premiere, it's been fun. I've got no loyalty. So currently as it stands, Premiere Pro.
Thank you so much.
Premier Pro. Hey, you have to come up, Vivek. You have to. We know you direct, no, but hey, here we calling the action. You know? V.
So, Prof, we've worked before together.
Yes, we have.
And my question to you is less of a question and more of something that I want you to talk about in terms of the collaboration between the director and the editor. And I say this because when a show does well, the director is going to take credit. But we all know that in the editing process, a lot of the time, the story is reshaped and a lot of the mistakes that were made on set are corrected. But if a show does bad, a lot of the time, an editor will take flack. But not like directly, but within the industry, we go, oh, editors fuck up shows. Editors destroy cuts.
Yeah, people take the easy way out. It's the easy way out.
So, I mean, I think what I want you to do is just talk about the collaborative process, because editing is not just something that you can do within a day. I know in Mbewu we do it.
We have to. It's a daily show, guys. We don't have a choice.
But generally you sit and you want to feel the show. You want to feel the thing that you're cutting. Yeah. So talk about the collaboration between the director and what you as an editor look for when collaborating with the director. What do you want the director to come in with? How do you want that relationship to develop? How do you want that relationship to be? Yeah.
Nice, V.
Okay, I can speak for myself only, obviously. And for me, especially when crafting stuff that is story, my biggest thing is to be able to craft something to the point that when the director arrives, he's like, oh my gosh, I knew it was going to be good, but not this good, type thing. So it's always, I'm trying to exceed expectations when it comes to that. Although, yeah, that's my personal thing. And I do acknowledge the fact that not a lot of people have the same drive. And I'm sure you guys have all worked with people where you're like, why aren't people passionate about what they do? Why are they in my department when I know I'm this passionate and they're not? And this is the reality of the industry. So, yeah, man, I don't know how much further to elaborate on.
Nice. I just want to ask, dude, like, usually it's a collaborative thing, right? It's a whole skyscraper. So sometimes the script gets to the actors. We don't know what the script writers are going to. They've got their own battles as well, from the producers, from whoever, commissioning editors saying, no, scrape this, scrape that. So we get the script as actors and we're like, what the hell is this? How can I interpret this ish? Okay, then I get on set. Vivek has been shooting 20 scenes, he's tired. He just wants to get over the day. He's like, you know what, screw this, whatever, do your takes and whatever and get out of there. So it's uninspired from the top, it's uninspired to the directors, it's uninspired to the actors. When it gets to you, how do you edit uninspired work? And you can see that, damn, the actor wasn't in the shit. What the hell? How do you try and make that better?
Every once in a while, you guys get scenes which actually excite you.
Every once in a while.
No, and it reads.
Yeah, true.
Where it's like all of a sudden the cameraman is excited, they're doing nice things here, and then you are out here performing, screaming, crying on the floor and shit, and it's fucking beautiful when you guys actually give a fuck about what you're doing. But here's the thing, I do acknowledge the nature of the show, but the nature of a daily show is the fact that it is a sausage factory. And if within the sausage factory, if every once in a while you're able to find gems in between, that's awesome. But otherwise, dude, the nature of the show is a daily. You can't expect people to be burning up and being excited the whole entire time. We're just going to burn out. Like, this is 365 days that we're going to be on this thing. It's not a 3-week shoot. So it's all about sustainability, dude. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, sustain yourself, Chief. Okay, last question. Here we go.
Yeah. I've actually got a burning question that I've been meaning to ask related to the show you're working on now. I've asked Amanda many times. With regard to Mbewu, so it's a story that is set up in this dark world, right? Where there's lots of secrets and fights and all of that. But when you watch the final product, it's clean, it's got glossy, the light is flat, there's no shadows and that sort of stuff. I've always been intrigued what's the motivation, because that world, you'd expect to see quite a lot of shadows, contrast, dark lighting. So I don't know what's the motivation. Plus, you've got your writer next to you. Maybe you can.
So
help
you
me
basically
as a-
asking me to motivate the lighting?
No, I'm
and the
trying to
grey
understand.
and-
I know it's a creative decision, but I've always wondered why are you going for that look, whereas the story is set up in the dark world.
I just think they wanted something that looks clean. I'm not at the place to be able to go into in depth about why. I don't know if you have anything to add regarding the look of the show.
Well, I think, yeah, that's a different department to where that would happen on the floor. So the cinematographer would have decided that that's the lighting he was going to use in conjunction with the director. That's kind of their creative call. So I can't answer why they picked the lighting they picked. Yeah, that would have happened in those departments. Yeah, their visual interpretation.
Okay. Thanks.
We've got a technical question this side.
What's up?
Wait. As an editor, have you ever considered like people who put money in the film and whatever you're editing?
Can you repeat and articulate? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Cool, my brother. Okay. As an editor, right? Have you ever put in consideration, like when you're dropping a scene which has been shot like for like the whole day, and then I want to drop this scene for your own sake? It's not good. Have you ever consider money guys in that? But wouldn't put money into that thing.
So basically, that funeral scene from Imbeo, why was it cut so much? I'm kidding. Like when there's like a scene, what he's saying is like when there's like a scene that's been shot the whole day, then when it gets to editing, it's 10 minutes. Like, and we're like, wait, what happened? We shot a lot of footage for this day. So what's going on? And people put in money because it's a location shoot. So what's up with that? How do you handle that?
Okay, cool. I'm trying to find examples without crapping on other productions. Okay, cool. So essentially, when you guys go out on location and shoot, now, you guys are excited. You normally stuck in studio, so it's like, you're gonna get all the cool shots and so on. Guys, we only need one establisher. We don't need 20. So you giving me 20 establishers doesn't mean 20 establishers are gonna make the cut. And it's like, cool. What also tends to happen is like a lot of the time when it's exterior shoots, it tends to be events. And when you're watching a show, you don't want to feel like you're actually at a wedding. You're watching the story happen at a wedding. So it's like all the pretty shots of the actual event that's taking place, it's not story. So a lot of the time, especially when we get to the point where it's like, okay, cool, we need to deliver 23 minutes now. And it's like, okay, cool, the first thing that's gonna go is all your pretty shots. So unfortunately, this is the nature of production. Like we're choosing story over just visuals.
Okay, we've got 2 more questions for you, Prof. There we go.
Hi, so I'm the girlfriend that he leaves on Christmas to go edit stuff. Yes.
So you can do it, guys. You can have a relationship and still work.
So, Prof, I would just like you to touch on a core belief that you have had over the years as we've worked together around how you feel everyone should learn how to edit, because you feel that that will make them a better filmmaker, particularly directors and cinematographers. I don't know if you'd like to talk about that.
All right, cool. I guess we'll make it a short rant. For aspiring directors, if you want to be brilliant at what you do, for aspiring DOPs, if you really want to be brilliant at what you do, learn how to edit. This is not necessarily go find a job and be an editor. This is go get a camera and start shooting stuff. Go shoot and shoot and shoot and put it together in post and edit it. And what happens to your mind is your ability to be able to craft a story using visuals actually grows. It's like the fact that for me, I'm sorry, no offense to your script writers, or okay, let me not target specific people. When I read a script, what I am reading is what can I see visually. So I hate poetry, for example, on scripts. And poetry is when he picks up his pen and stares at his pen and realizing how life is like this ink that's going to be used and disappear. He realizes that I need to go back to my daughter. End scene, right? Here's the actual scene. I'm like, fucking poetry. So it's like, already, like literally knowing how to edit and will literally teach you how to read a script, and you'll be able to tell while you're reading the script that this scene is shit. You'll be able to tell that, hey, if I move this around, etc., this will actually have a better impact. I'll be like, hey, instead of doing this, we can actually slam the door and realize that the audience can read anger through a slamming door versus all the other stupid ways that we can show it as words. So it's like literally learning how to put the visuals together. One will teach you as a DOP to know when you're overshooting. To be like, you know what? This, like, especially as a DOP who's read the script, you'd be like, yeah, this was the intention, this is the mood, etc., and I've edited stuff before, so I know how it's gonna cut. You will know that you're crossing the eye line, and eye line kicks a lot of people's ass. So learning how to edit, if you wanna be a kick-ass director, like one who's gonna, actually know how to direct technical, because a lot of directors know how to direct performance, but not technical so much. If you wanna be able to get to post-production and be able to lead the process, instead of standing there and having to trust absolutely that this editor knows what they're doing, learn how to edit. That's it.
Wow, nice. Clearly a good writer too, right? Okay, geez, guys. Okay, these are the last three. Last three questions, guys. No one else. Okay, cool. Next question.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm Nontando. I come from art department, but this is a more music, like, I love music. I've got a sound for music. How now, with your editing now, where does music come in? What's your opinion to music? As you're saying, how do you now join the visuals? Yes, we're seeing the visuals and the poetry, and yeah. What if now I've got this, I want that. It's my story, and you want to put that kind of music, and I want to put this kind of music, and like, what's your take on that? And like how people use stock footage of music of other people from long ago. Meanwhile, we have people here around. Like, yeah, okay.
Well, I think music is a very important part of editing. Like, there's times where I'll have a scene and I'm like, I need to find a song first so I can be able to edit it towards the song. So music is a massive part of editing, and it can make or break the scene as well. So it is something that is important. When it comes to stock music, I think it's more of a producer question in terms of the producer being smart enough to be able to get this library on board and that library on board, etc. And then from there, give us more options in terms of post-production. And in terms of there's amazing artists out there, I agree there is, but unfortunately, they need to do a better job of getting themselves on our table, on our hard drive. So I don't know how that conversation is supposed to be facilitated, but there should be some form of way to be able to contact producers where they'll be able to be like, okay, cool, here's a new hard drive, here's the FCC sheets, and so on, etc. And there also needs to be education for the musicians somehow to learn how to submit their music towards TV platforms.
Nice, thanks, bro. T?
Hello.
Sure, Zach.
Hi. So my question is 2 parts, ne? Let's wait for the train. All right. So 2 parts of the question for editor.
What's up?
Okay. So 1. You know how Vivek kind of raised that maybe they can have a shitty take or whatever, but as an editor, you try your level best to cover their asses and just make sure that the end product is fantastic.
Yes.
So my question, the first part of it is if maybe editors have decided Vivek is a strong language. Vivek is a person we don't like, and maybe we just, you know what, Vivek is
So
a
you're
dick.
asking if an editor would sabotage a director?
Not necessarily sabotage, it's a big word, but yeah, sabotage. Just feel like, you know what, no, because this guy thinks he knows it all, so we're gonna do this, and can he actually take, you know, like in soccer, players can decide to be whack to get the coach fired. So that's the first part of my question. If maybe editors can, or it will always be obvious that no, it's the editors that fucked up. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, second part of my question. Wait, I just forgot it. Answer the first part.
Okay, cool. With this industry, I think sabotage would be yes, I'm going to use the word sabotage. Cool. Sabotage would be a more individual thing, because like I've been on productions where I was directing, and it's like come 6 o'clock, right? I'm still mid-scene. This is the last slate. The grips department decides, no, they don't feel this. They start making a noise, packing away gear, so that our take becomes invalid and useless. So in that sense, I could argue that's sabotage. And it's like, sure, if you had waited just one more minute, I know it's 6 and rap is 6, but just one more minute. And so in that sense, it's like this, it's sabotage. But they upset at production, they're not upset at me, and I get it, but at the same time, I also have to deliver. So I think that's more of an individual thing. So any individual can do what they can to try to sabotage a production. I don't think for me it's in my best interest to sabotage any production. In fact, I'd rather outperform so that when I'm gone, you can feel the gap that I leave. So that's how I function.
Okay, I have remembered the second part of my question. Is my mic working? Yeah. Okay. So the second part is, so we always see actors and directors come into the editor's suite to sit next to you and help edit a scene. I want to know if, yes, I've seen actors do it. Who? I'm not going to be saying names. So I want to know if, as an editor, you have that last say, because this is your job, this is what you studied for, this is what you're doing. Maybe a director, Vivek, because he's here, gets there and is like, Prof, this was the best take. I need you to run with this. And you're like, no, this, because of 1, 2, and 3, we're not running with it. I'm going to do this. I know my job. You're not going to tell me how to run my team, kind of thing.
No, it's a collaboration thing. It's like, I don't think, okay, no editor has got the final say on any production. Like, if you've been given the illusion that the editor's got a final say, it's as far as you know up until the process. It's the creative director can come in and be like, that shit, that's crap. The commissioning editor can come in and overrule the creative director and the editor, because they're the ones funding the show. So I don't think there's any one individual who's got the final say. And the editor has got a lot of influence, but it's not the final say.
Nice. So, one last question. Here we go.
I actually have 3 questions.
3 and 1.
My question is simple.
I shoot.
My question is simple. The first question is how, why, and when. Like when you're editing, how do you know when is the perfect time to cut a scene? How do you know is the perfect time to edit, to cut a scene, to transition a scene? The second question is, after doing all that process, obviously you sit down alone and you edit alone, and then the editor or the director comes to you and says, no, I don't want this. Like, how do you handle that confrontation with the editor?
Start again with the second part of the question.
The second part is, how do you handle confrontation with the director in terms of your finished product on what's practical? Because after you saw the footage, you edit it in the best way that's possible. But obviously the directors will come and say, no, I want this. And some of the scenes that they want you to put in are not practical and they actually look very bad. Like, how do you handle those confrontations to say, hey, listen, my name is also in this in this film. Like, I'm also putting my name here. Like, how do you handle that confrontation? And the last part is, we all know that there's actors in any movie or in any production, but one of the biggest actor that is there is the editor. Like, we do a lot of work. We make actors pop out a lot. Like, we fix mistakes they do. But Yeah, but now, how we as editors, how do we make ourselves put out there? Like, how do we get, how do we make ourselves as editors pop out there? How do we advertise ourselves as to get recognized and also get more job opportunities? Let's go.
Can you repeat the first part of your question?
The first part of the question is how, when, and why. Like, how
Okay,
do you
cool.
make the, in terms of
So, what, you're an editor yourself?
Yeah.
So you know all about pacing then. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do this. Raphael, can you come stand here?
Cool.
No, you can stand right here. Come. Come.
Editor,
Not gonna be
come
brave
through.
alone. Right?
Yeah.
Look at me. Let's have a conversation.
What's up?
You just look at whoever's talking or whatever feels right. How you doing, bro?
I'm all good, bro. How you doing?
I'm chilled, man.
Yeah?
Dude, how was that situation last time?
Yes, that situation was fucked up, dude. Yo, that's just the way that girl just flipped out on me. I didn't expect that at all.
All right, cool. Thank you. So right now what you've just done is that by moving between the two of us, you were editing. So you're looking at Raphael respond, you're looking at me respond, you're looking at what he's saying, you're looking at how I'm responding while he's saying what he's saying, and essentially what you were doing, you were just, this current reference, what you've just done between looking at the two of us, would be the perfect reference of how to edit a conversational scene. So then, if we had to change the pace of the scene, like, motherfucker, fuck you.
Fuck you too.
No, you can't be talking like that.
Fuck that
You say,
shit.
So how's your head movement doing now? So it's like, essentially, it's what you do in real life. Like, you constantly always editing. When you're in a conversation with 5 people and they're all trying to figure out, it's like, oh, this person's got something more important to say. And you're like, I'm in my real life, I'm cutting to this person. So essentially, this is what you're doing in real life every day. You're just finding a way to match the same vibration within post-production. Cool, that's about pacing.
Nice. I think, yeah, no, let's close it like that, right? That's a beautiful closing, right? That's a very beautiful. Round of applause for Prof, yo. Prof. It's nice, man. Hey. Like, that's why he's a Safta win. You know, like I said, this is all a collaboration. You know, one crazy thing, there's a girl, a lot of them on Imbeo, they know her, Ushoti. She works for the art department. She does props, right? One day she made me understand my character. It was so weird. She came up to me, she's like, I'm like, what's this? Why the hell am I drinking this? Like, no, because Tulele, when he's stressed, he drinks whiskey. When it's a good time, he drinks gin. I'm like, what? So all this time you've been doing that? She's like, yeah, because I read your scripts way before you, motherfucker. I'm like, oh, shit, nice. She made me understand it, so I was like, oh, okay. So when I'm in character, when he's stressed, he drinks whiskey. When it's good, he drinks gin. I didn't even know that, dude. She just figured it out. Yeah, schooling me that time. Up next, I didn't know my job. I did. I'm learning every day, you know. Yes, and a lot of people are helping me out, and I appreciate that. Up next, we got Nogbong Ngobeni. She works for the wardrobe department. Also a Safta winner. The person that makes people look good. I'll let her introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about her background and everything.
Oh, Silo's
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the warm welcome. Firstly, I'd like to start off by apologizing for being late. It shows that I've got great passion for my job. I was busy sourcing. So my name is Nogbong Ngobeni. I am a wardrobe HOD on Uzalo. Uzalo plays on SABC 1 Monday to Friday at 8:30. So I'm gonna take you guys on a young journey, my background. So I obtained a BA degree in what you call audio-visual communication. That was in 2010. So when I decided to do audiovisual, it was a battle between two things. My mother was like, you know what, I see great potential in you. I think you need to be in the media industry. But my dad was like, you know what, I feel like you need to study public governance because in government you'll always have a job. And you'll have subsidies for everything, medical aid, you know, and that was my dad. But I decided to go with media because I think I saw myself as an actress once upon a time. So I studied BA Audiovisual Communication. We did a lot of practicals, theory, where we got to do things like directing, editing. You got to produce your own little movie or music video. You got to do cinematography. You got to be a presenter. I think that was my favorite of all. We got to, what else did I miss? So you got to do every aspect of what we do behind the scenes in the TV and film industry. So after graduating, it's not easy to find a job in this industry. So I decided to, you know, hustle. I got an opportunity to be an intern at a breakfast show on ETV. It's called Sunrise. I don't know what it's called now. So we are volunteering basically for free. Like you take yourself to work, you get yourself home, you accommodate yourself, everything's for free. So you are a volunteer, Anje. So I went there. I think I was there for about 4 or 5 months. And we got to see what happens on a live broadcast. And it was interesting, you know, you became a production intern, you got to print scripts for all these people you see on screen, and it was fun. So after that, I didn't get a job. So I decided to branch off into something else. So the next quickest job was to do retail. I got an opportunity to work for a big company. It was called Platinum Group. I was a Jenny girl. We worked for Jenny Button. So there I became a stylist. I became a product guru. Product guru dealt with fabrics and different textiles of clothes. And then I got to manage stores. And I think I was in the retail industry for about 3 years. After that, I used to apply, you know, applying for different jobs and different companies. I applied for, MultiChoice had internships for about almost everything we do behind the scenes. So I applied for everything, from camera to editing to script writing, makeup, wardrobe, everything. I submitted. Then a few weeks later, I was shortlisted for a wardrobe designer intern position. Okay, I don't know what the hell goes on in the wardrobe department. I'm first and I'm new here. And I went there, it was amazing. I think my background in terms of the retail industry and clothes helped me to realize that, hey, look, this is where you're supposed to be. So I worked there with my HOD, former HOD, Temba Congo. We worked for about 6 months doing Lokshin Bioscope movies. So there you became, as a wardrobe designer, you became the only wardrobe person in your crew. So on my first day, there I am. I've got a script. I'm reading my script. I had to break it down. My script was 1 story day, so my actors never changed. So I learned a lot of things. On the first day of shoot, we were shooting in a house in Soweto. My actor was wearing a cream shirt, and the walls in the house were cream. And the DOP calls me and is like, wardrobe, what's going on here? And I'm like, you tell me, my guy. So I think the learning curve started there. I had to learn how to dress an actor based on the set, to dress an actor based on where they come from, who they are, and so on and so forth. So I left that after 6 months. Temba Congo, my former HOD, called me how many years later? A couple of years later. And he's like, listen, there's a big project in KZN, and I think I'd like you to come on board. Because I always used to bother him, like, listen, I want to go back on sets. I love being in this industry. It's fun, it's cool. I think this is where I belong. I mean, I've got a background in audio-visual communication that I'm not using. I've got a degree. I need to be here. This is my passion. I feel like I belong here. So when he came to KZN, he brought me on board. I was his assistant in 2014. We started season 1 of Uzalo. I was his assistant for season 1. Season 2, branched into something else. I think I went to art department. And then I came back season 3 as an HOD of wardrobe. So yeah. So yeah, from season 3, I've been HOD since, and it's now season 5.
Nice. How do you feel in that leadership role, though? Like being an HOD of wardrobe, you're in charge of so many people, so many egotistic actors that are like, what? My character wouldn't wear this, but it's like it's not about you, it's about the character, and then it's a whole different story that you guys have. How do you handle that?
At first it was such a challenge because, I mean, I think you have different mindsets as people. I think I kind of downplayed myself because I was like, okay, I can't speak to actors like that. I mean, I've only been an assistant for about 2 seasons and I'm an HOD. How dare I tell them this and that and the other? But I think with the experience of working and being able to deal with things, you're able to say, you stand your ground and say, listen, as a character, this is how you dress. Mina, I take instructions from a creative director. So you, as an actor, you need to stick to what I give you. You act, I style you. I think that's... But I mean, sometimes, if it's positive feedback, like if an actress says, listen, I feel like my character would wear this, and the other because she wouldn't really dress like this. If it's constructive feedback, we could use it. But if it's something because you don't like it, no, we're not gonna, no. Yeah, so we have to meet each other halfway at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, how do we close the gap between young males and females in terms of leadership and creativity?
Yeah, it's that whole gender inequality issue. So, okay, in our industry, it's like mostly males are dominating, for example, the technical side of things, right? You don't find so many females in technical. You don't find okay, we've got a few DOPs, we've got maybe sound here and there, but I've never really seen women who are doing lighting, women who can do grips, women who, there is, but we're not so many, And I think it's because of stereotyping as well, When you look at lighting equipment, you're like, girl, how will you lift up a 2K, 3K lights now yourself, you know what I mean? So it's like equipment in the lighting department was created for a man type of thing. And I think if we had more mentors, like if we had more women in technical who would upskill in a way, who would mentor young upcoming filmmakers to say, you know what, listen, it's possible. You know what, I'm here, I'm doing it. You can also do it. But because we don't have so many, and men just generally think women are weaker than them.
No.
Well, so I feel like if we had women ahead of us who are in these departments, who are leading in those senior roles as DOPs, as sound, as lighting, as grips, it will be easy for us as well to see, it's possible. We can also trade in the same footsteps type of thing. I mean,
you guys give birth. We get flu, we feel like we're dying. So you guys are way stronger than us. But the thing is, when you're going to carry a light, we want to protect you as a man. So we can't have you doing that. You're my queen. It's not that we think you're weak. I mean, come on. Okay, so guys, next question. When I got on Imbango years back, there was an HOD in wardrobe. So my character was like, okay, he's savvy, he's cool, he wears the latest clothes. And she bought FUBU sneakers. FUBU was popular back then, and she was old, So then I said, dude, how can I be cool but wearing FUBU sneakers? She's like, that means you're a bad actor, because even if you're a good actor, even if they have a feather up their ass, they can do the scene without worrying about wardrobe. I'm like, but no, everything needs to link though. You can't shoot a movie about the 1800s and I'm dressed like current, right? So how do you react to people in your department that disagree with you?
In my department?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we don't fire them. There's a vision behind every character, right? So a character has a journey, a character has development, a character has storyline. So if I say, for example, this is how this character dresses, what we do with my team, they'll criticize, you know what I mean? Okay, but look, we're living in this day and age, why would he wear that? Why would he wear this type of thing? And I mean, if I feel like it's gonna, if their criticism or whatever information they come with is gonna benefit me, or it makes sense to the character, I'll take it. But if it's something that, you know what, I know I need to strictly focus on this because I also get instructions from above, I will stick to it. You know, sometimes you do find we tend to tread, like we tend to like step out of our comfort zone in terms of our characters. Like you'll say, okay, this guy is a sophisticated guy, he wears suits type of thing. But sometimes in the story, some scenes don't allow him to rock those suits, you know, so you can't always be, you know, focusing on that specific look. You also have to like branch off into, yeah, but my team has to listen to me, but if they have, if they have things that are constructive for me to use and it makes sense for the character, we will look at it and yeah.
And consider it.
Consider.
Nice, nice. Round of applause for her, guys. Any questions? Going once, going twice, no questions. Ah, cool. So we're moving right along.
I have a question. I want to know, it's similar to Carrie's question. Which character have you enjoyed styling and why? And what does a Safta mean to you? And why the hell do you dress hotter than your actors?
I think I've got two characters, but okay, I'll channel it to one. On Uzalo, I like dressing Ufigile because she's a Kasi slay queen. She doesn't limit me anyhow. Like I'm allowed to go all out for her because number one, she's Guamashu based. She's not rich. She's hustling. I'm allowed to go to the Ngojas in town. I can go to a Mr. Price. I can go to an Edgar's or a, you know, China Mall if I have to. She allows me to explore. So I think I like dressing Figile and mix and match her all the time. Yeah, that's my favorite character. And then I also like dressing Mangobo, for example. Yes, Mangobo has money and she's more sophisticated, and yeah, she gives me a challenge sometimes because you know, when you are moneyed, there are things that you won't wear in a way. Like sometimes, not sometimes, I can't even go to China Mall because if I go to China Mall, people will be like, Mangobo in a China Mall outfit. What are you trying to say about her character? What are you trying to say about her lifestyle? But yeah, I think those are two of my favorite characters. And then, what does it mean for me to have this thing with my name written on it? It's
more money? No? Okay, cool.
No, it's, what is it really? Yay. It's recognition of great work for me. I think being nominated and actually winning the award is great. Uzalo was my first big project, guys, and I've never been stepping into the TV industry. So for me, it was like, hey, look, they are watching. Keep doing the things. Yeah, so, but even if I hadn't received the award itself, I feel like we are still doing a good job, you know. I mean, Uzalo's the #1 most watched show in the country, so I think we're all doing a great job. The whole team. The whole team.
And why do you dress better than your actors?
You thought you'd get away with it?
You thought you'd get away? No.
Because my characters, they have script writers who write for them, who control their lives. I am my own script writer. I write my own journey. I decide where I go, with who, when, and why. Yeah, so I don't dress better than them. Come on, guys.
I thought you were going to say because you have a better budget, but okay.
Yo, not really. We still want more money. What's wrong with you?
Okay, next question, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Pops.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. Okay, so my question is a bit complex because it's coming from also a personal point of view. But what advice or how would you kind of tone down the ego that comes with actors? You know, let's say actors kind of leave their clothes everywhere. What impression does that leave? I want to, because I'm speaking it to the existence. Let's say I get a contract on the Uzalo, so I want to know what impression it leaves with my attitude towards, costume, makeup, everything.
Yeah.
Costume, because your costume.
Okay. So, we've got some actors who don't leave costume the way they found it. So sometimes, we do approach them and say, listen, I do try and speak to them because I'm the sweetest of people. So I'll approach them and say, okay, Ish, can you try next time to put your clothes the way you found them? Because it tells us something about you, that you are not the person we look at and see. We might see a neat person outside, but now you must leave costume the way you found it. So, we try our best to speak to them. If you find your garments on a hanger in your changing room, when you return back, please place it the way you found it, because no one has a maid at our workplace, and no one is going to pick up after them. So it's like respecting our costume, respecting your costume, and respecting yourself as well.
True.
Yeah.
But that's complex though.
Why?
What if I'm on 10 scenes, then the AD is like, yo, dude, back to back, yo, let's go now.
No,
then I'm I'm changing, I need to go.
In between scenes, it's kind of understandable. But I think mostly for the last costume of the day type of thing is where are you rushing off to? Why can't you put it back nicely? 6 o'clock rep time when you're throwing the clothes there, treat it the way you'd want us to treat your clothes. Actors dress in labels. If they find their G-Star jean on the floor, now they're going to blame you. So they must treat our costume the same way they found it.
Nice. Okay, last question, guys.
No more question. Maybe the last one. Okay, cool. Unjan.
Hi, Morgan.
How are you?
Happy.
Cool. I'm asking on behalf of, maybe the challenges we have in terms of, ADing, and then you got director, and then change the scene on the day, and then you come to a point where you want to make things happen. How do you do that, and how stupid have done in terms of things have changed in a day, and then you must make things happen. How you do that?
Okay, so most of the time we receive an advanced schedule of the week, right? So when you receive that, we prep ahead for the whole week. So if ever a schedule has to change on the last minute, for example, we've repped today, I've already prepped tomorrow's rail, and they give us a new call sheet, and it's totally something different. I will ask for time from the ADs, definitely, to prep, to pull out, in fact, clothes for that next day. Because it's 6 o'clock now, but knowing myself, I am going to stay behind and prep, and then tomorrow I'll just double check. But realistically, we're going to ask for time the next day to be able to pull out the clothes that they have now, for the schedule that they have now pulled out. And then, and then make it work. Me personally, my department, I'm never against the schedule changing. I can never say, throw my tantrums around. No, I don't throw tantrums. I just make it work. I make sure that I can deliver, unless otherwise maybe there's a specific costume that I need to produce for that next day. Then I can ask them to move the scenes around. Then I can say, okay, because on this specific scene, maybe this guy needs to wear a fancy dress higher costume. Can you please move the scene to the last scene of the day? Because, you know, this was out of our control and no one could, it was out of our hands, so I need time to prep.
What if I have a meeting last scene of the day and I want to be first scene of the day? I'm kidding, man, I'm kidding. One more question? Okay. Please give her a round of applause until she gets here. Carry on, let's go. There we go, carry on. Yes. Like your boss.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sanibonani.
Hello, darling.
Nokubonga, mina ngicela ukubuza in terms of the business side of wardrobe.
Yes.
I know ukuthi behind wardrobe there are equipments and stuff that you guys are using. So ngicela ukubuza because my sister is more interested kulezo zinto lezo ukuthi business side wise.
Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot you can do. Well, nami nginayo business. But okay. There's a lot of things you can do wardrobe in terms of the business side. For example, we use things like rails. We use things like hangers. You know. Yes. So a business side of it, you could hire out rails or sell them to a production company, for example. But it depends, guys, because Durban is now, you know, we've laid the foundation for the film and TV industry. So there are a lot of productions are coming from Joburg, from wherever, to come and shoot here. So on the business side, you can hire out rails, you can hire out your hangers, your steamers, your irons, standby boxes, and everything that a wardrobe department would need to function for a specific production. As well, you hire out clothes. If you have any clothing that you have lying around or you've collected types of clothing, you can hire that out. Uniforms, they always need uniforms, you know. So even if you have costumes, I mean, I found myself actually branching off into other companies around Durban, of which they didn't have a lot. Most hiring places here would have theater costumes, for example. They won't have your everyday looks. So if you have a business that can, you know, provide such a service, I think you'd win. Yeah. Hi, Zamasa.
Nice. Give them a round of applause, all three. Beautiful, beautiful panel. Okay, the last question for all three of you guys. It's not even a question, comment. One thing you would tell future and aspiring filmmakers, and one criticism you have for the current situation of the film industry as a whole. Starting from you, Caroline. One word of advice, one criticism of the current state.
One word of advice would be
Second for sound.
My one piece of advice would be, with advances now in technology and how powerful cell phones are, that not to be held back. That you can make your own things if your story is good enough. Like, I always find it so inspiring. I don't know if you've seen the film Tangerine, but it was a film that showed at Sundance, which was shot exclusively on phones, on cell phones. And it was a beautiful, simple story. So if you have got the drive and the passion, you can make it happen. I firmly, firmly believe that. You can make it happen yourself. A criticism would be of the industry, I would say, is that it isn't welcoming enough to newcomers. I feel, sort of money goes to the same people. It's the same people who are getting the connections. Not enough time is spent on development. I think KZN and NFEF should do more for development, more than even production, because this is where the next generation's coming from. And I don't think enough is spent on developing new talent.
Nice, thank you. Prof?
my advice to upcoming filmmakers would be do. And this is if you want to be a writer, and let's say you're working a hectic job, and take 30 minutes of your day and just write. Every day, even if it's crap, even if it's amazing, you just want to create a certain feel, just write. You want to be somebody who shoots, go out there, borrow your uncle's kids, take them to the beach, create a false storyline with your cell phone and shoot and edit it. And post the stuff online. We have an amazing platform and constantly do this. And you might not see how it's going to work in your favor, but every single thing that you constantly do is a building block to the future. So just do. Don't be afraid of failing. And the criticism for this industry, I do agree with what you said. And I also do think that my criticism is for us as a whole, where we need to take responsibility for ourselves, where, guys, there's no UIF here. There's no pension fund waiting, there's no golden watch at the end of this, etc. So it's like, we also need to wake up to the reality of what we're actually in. We are essentially all individual businesses trying to function in the system. So as an individual business, there's nobody external taking care of you, so we need to be conscious of that, which is a criticism at the same time as just enlightenment. Sure.
True. Oh, man, nice one. Yep, Angel.
Okay, my motivation. As filmmakers, we are all creatives. Go out there, create, make, design, explore. Nothing is impossible, you know. It's nice to see that we've got a lot of upcoming black women in the industry. Guys, let's do this. Hey, let's do this. Wardrobe stylist. It is possible. Everything is possible for us. And a criticism, I agree with both of them. I also want to add that we need to have more female dominating the technical side of things, you know. Can we have more female DOPs, more female sound ladies, ADs, gaffers, you know. Yeah, amen. Grips.
True. Much agreed. Round of applause. That was beautiful. Okay, speaking about newcomers in the game, I'd like to call upon very talented author. I haven't read your book, so I need to read to determine if you're talented. Kidding, you are talented. Usilindile Mavundla, give her a round of applause, guys.
Sanibonani futhi. Igama lami bese ngishilo ngathi ngusilungelo kaMavundla, a new author of Owesifazane Onamandla, The Woman of Resilience, Killing Half a Woman. Incwadi yami, it's an autobiography that is weighed down by sexual molestation, the pain, depression, and it's a true life drama. It's not a fiction, so it's everything that happened to me and that made me ukuthi ngibe owesifazane onamandla that I am today. Because if I didn't go through all those challenges, I wouldn't be here. Kahle kahle uma ngabe ngithi killing half a woman, they thought they have buried me, they thought they have killed me, but they forgot ukuthi I am a unique seed, and I rose against everything that happened to me. And the reason I'm even here, I'm really grateful to be here. A friend of mine that I met recently, Morgan, through a friend, Uyena, who invited me here. The reason he even invited me is because I gave him a call and said, Morgan, I wrote a book, and I'm telling my story, which is a real story, and I'm not telling it as a second person. This is what happened to me. I was raped 4 times, attempted, like 100 times. And in my book, what I'm saying is I'm trying to make people understand ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi one person you get raped like over and over, and it happens. It's like a curse that follows you. Once it happened once, and then it will follow you. And I make even people understand ukuthi, how can you deal with umuntu that has been raped. I make you understand ukuthi how important is therapy, and kahle kahle it is educational. And uma sekwenzekile ke konke lokho that is happening in your life or that had happened in your life, what do you need to do? Like what I'm saying is, I have a degree. I'm starting to add my master's. I've got, a house. I've got a car. But zonke lezo zinto made me who I am because uNkulunkulu wanted me to tell my story now because it happened 28 years ago. But I'm still standing and I'm telling it. Yes, it's not an easy thing to talk about what happened to you, especially rape. Rape, it's something that is poor. So it's not even easy to share a story. Must 4 times, it's like, no, you wanted it. Yabo? But I did not, because the first person who opened the can of worms, it was my uncle. I was only 10 years old then. And I didn't even know what was happening. And if I told my story then, nobody would have listened. Yeah. And even my family, even manje, when I speak to my mom, Uti, I think the time is now to tell your story. Because nobody would have listened then. Yabo? And now me looking back, looking at Uguti, how trusted he is. And bese kuba umuntu, like a family member. And I was asking myself, isn't there ningi before I even tell my story? Uguti, what have I done? Yeah. I didn't do anything. It's not about me. And I want to tell women it's not about us. Yeah. It's about them. It's about their ego. It's about their useless power. Hallelujah. So that's my story. So, ukuzalana. Like I would love my story to be told the way I wrote it. And I'm like, oh my, which means because he will do whatever that he thinks, like people will listen to. But like I'm 101% sure that History Sami will sell. And History Sami needs to be listened at. And I'm here because, I'm here to urge you, Uguti, please read it. And then tell me if, because, okay, maybe I'm too ambitious. I don't want my story to be told to ganga. No. Yes, it is okay. That's why I'm here, because I am a resilient woman. And against all odds, I rise. It doesn't matter, Uguti, how long it takes. But what I want to Uguti, I just need to tell my story. And ngifuna futhi kungabi the fiction. Kubo Uguti, it's a life. It's a true life. Like we always watch American movies, and they always tell a true life because maybe I'm not sure. It's always the white people telling their true life stories, and. To be told. And I don't know anything about the film industry, but that is why I'm here, because when I went to Morgan, I said, Morgan, I want to tell my story through film. And if Ukanyimba was able to put it in cinema, how come Morgan, I won't be able to put this in cinema and people to listen to it? I told Morgan, okay, now this is a start. Just go to this thing. And I'm like, Morgan, here, I got a script. And then I showed him the script. And I wrote, and I told him, I've started writing the script the way meaning bonangayo. I've never been like a direct, or whatever you call it, I have no idea. I'm just, umuntu beyisebenzela nje office. So I have no idea. But this is what I've done. But I don't know from now, what do I do? But I'm here because I need you guys to help me out, to, like to reach even those people, because like my story kakhulu, it happened in rural areas and we don't pay attention to izinto ze-culture, and ngiyanizwa nikhuluma even about culture. Most of things are westernized and most of the time sibuka izinto ezisemalokishini nani nani. So I want my story to start emakhaya and sikhulume even nabazali bethu, because nobody wants to talk about rape. Even nabazali bethu, they want to hide it. But mina, I was able to tell my parents, yabo, ukuthi, this is what happened. It was not an easy thing. It's not an easy journey even now. Even talking like in front of you sometimes, you know, it's like, wow, I'm gonna tell them I was raped 100 times and then, oh my God, what are these people gonna say to me? But anyway, this is me. I rose against it. So now I'm telling it to you. I just want you to tell it. I just want you to listen to it. And I just want you guys to help me, like, put it out there. And then even if you have to hashtag like, you know, like, I'll be more than happy. And I do even have books available even with me. It's 250 copy. And engine show yakho ukuthi ngiyazi ukuthi you won't regret even buying it. You won't even regret telling anyone about me, because ngiyayazi into ephakathi and ngiyayazi ukuthi sizana kanjani. And I've also discovered ukuthi even abantu besilisa, we always thought rape only happens kubantu besifazane. Since I've been talking, since I've been motivating people, like, you know, like I do have guys who said I was raped 3 times, and you're like, by who? By women? Okay, like that's the first thing you say. And most of them, maybe 50% of men that I deal with are being raped by other men. How cruel is that? Yes. And that's what manje, after mina coming out with my story and being on radio, and the perpetrator came forward and he apologized like nationally and even on Facebook and everywhere, because he happened to be listening that day. Not the first one, the last one. And that even helped abantu, because incwadi been at 10 chapters, so I had to take my 10th chapter because I did research and I did not get what I was looking for, because I went even to correctional services trying to find out what happens to the mind of the rapist. And then, does he have peace, or like you are dying alone, like you are killed alone, and he is sleeping okay, and yonkinto for it's okay. And nobody gave me, even lababatiwa enem. They were okay, yeah, oh yes, thank you. Those who have been sentenced, I are raped. I didn't do anything, and then you will ask, okay, you are being sentenced for ingane that you raped maybe a 10-year-old, and you are telling me she came to you, and then when like she was naked, and nobody even gave me the answers. But the guy who gave me life again last year, it was the guy who raped me 18 years ago. And then he said he was listening. And ngaleso skati, when it happened, like a lot of ama inmates came forward, which is my next book, kahle kahle. Lapho bese ngithi, in contact with my perpetrators. Because the reason I'm even saying that, it's because there are a lot of people, manje, who wants to apologize, who wants to tell their story. Why did they rape? Yabo manje, I think mhlambe ukhuluma kwami kwenze kwaba ne-understanding the pain that they caused. Yabo, and like everything that, you know, like a relationship engasebenzanga, me being aggressive towards men, me not being able to handle my relationship the way I'm supposed to, and like ukuthi ngingakwazi ukuphinde ngithande umuntu wesilisa the way I'm supposed to, because I don't trust them. Yabo, so lokho konke incwadami, that's what my book is all about. So like I would really love you guys to follow me as well on Instagram, Slungile M, on Twitter, Nguwan Kwaya, Nanyabona, Nguwan Kwaya, and then on Facebook, Owesifazane Namandla. Because yes, amandla ami awekho on my body. That's what I'm telling like everyone. Amandla ami are here. So like I need all women as well. Ngiyezwa kuthiwa this industry is dominated by men kakhulu. Mina, what I'm saying is we can do it better. We are the second versions, as I said. We are the second versions. So like everything, eqhamuka kuthina, it's power. Bona lamadoda kuthiwa ene, there is no, there is no, okay, behind every man, there is yabo leyo nto. Okuwukuthi ngaphandle kwethu there is nothing. They can say bayakuka wona ama technicals or whatever lento abangayenza, but okusalayo ithina mhlambe who created even those technical things, because tina we work behind the scenes all the time, and then bona they come and take credit of everything. And ngithi mina manje, now is the time for us to be leaders. I am a leader, and no man is, you know, like ungaphezulu kwami. I am ngaphezulu kwabo.
Thank you very much. Sorry, watch out there. At least you've started, man. You've already told your story, so a whole lot of passionate filmmakers will be able to take it and make it into a film. Hey, I can't defend us, man. Hey, we are trash, right? We are trash. We are trash. No, I can't defend, man. I can't defend, man. No, there's one man I hate. It's my dad, so I can't defend, man. But yeah, it's not power. It's not power. It's a whole lot of weakness for a man to feel like they can take a woman like that. And I'm sorry for what happened to you. And I'm glad you're strong to get over everything. No, round of applause for her. For now, we call upon the person that put this together. Luzugo, my brother, come through.
Yo. Amanda, Toluze, Silo, come through. Tandy, come through. This is my team, guys. I can't be here alone. I need to also appreciate them. Duvera there, guys. If you want to support, these are the guys. Nogbonga, hire these guys, man. They have nice clothes. Please. Yeah, I told them they're working on it. They're working on it. Okay, guys. Gwele, come closer. Okay, guys, these are the guys that are working with me, so I'm not alone. These are the brains behind. I just make it sure that it happens. So thanks, guys, for coming through. Remember, guys, this was recorded. It's a podcast. Silo is running it. We're partners. So if you want to get the content,
Radio starting in May 6th, going live.
Okay.
All of these podcasts.
All of these guys. May 6th, you're gonna have it online. So what's going on now, people are going to the internet. So we want to create content for Durban. As you guys are here, some of you don't understand the vision behind. We want to have a talk show as we go along. Because if you look in Durban, we hardly have any talk shows. So my aim is to pitch this to SABC and say, this is what we do in Durban. So can you please come to Durban, let's shoot this, let's bring it to the world. So that's the whole idea behind. I'm just going to approach the channels so that we can take it there. So I know there are a couple of guys now, they are looking at it and say, we're wasting our time and all that. Guys, I want you to come to these workshops. I'm going around. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to bring you as guests one by one on each sessions. Every month I'm changing and rotating. So I might come to students and say, you guys, this next session is yours since you're coming out of school. I'm planning the directors who come through. So be in mind, if you come now, don't come next week and all of that, you might miss a lot of things. So keep supporting, because it's not easy to start something and move forward. If I don't have you here, this might fall anytime. So the moment, even if there are 10 of us here, as long as I've got people who are willing to come to learn. So it's yours, guys, it's not ours. It's yours. If you want to keep it alive, you need to come through. So I'm just gonna give these guys a few seconds to say.
I have nothing to say. It's 9:30. It's Mbeo time. So let's go, guys.
Okay, guys, so thank you very much for coming through today. We call this, where is she? Where is she? Wambile. Where? Okay, we bought shoes for her, so we thought we were going to give her so that we pay. Oh, there she is. Please come through. As the team, this is the kit for you, for your project. when you go out and give the shoes. So this is part of us saying thank you to you. So guys, please support the project name, because these kids, they need these shoes. Yeah, so please, let's support. Let's buy more shoes, because you're investing in the future. You really investing. So my comment to you guys today, not really a comment, it's just a thank you to all of you. It's not easy sometimes to come up and do these things without being paid. I've reached out, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I reach out to a lot of guys. People who come through are technical. The actors don't wanna do.
Let's go. Hey, bro, I still want to see
Instead of investing in one I'm able to pay them once they're funded. So you can't just say to me, I've got numbers, I can't come to this. Remember that by you coming here, sharing your story, inspiring a lot of us to do better. So talk to the I'm sure you've got friends. Talk to them, tell them I need them to come and share their stories here. I don't have cash. We're still working on that. So guys, I've got no gifts, but I've got love. That's all I have. I love you all. I've worked with you all. Like, she knows. You know, it's so funny. Unakwanga will have sessions where I go to an office, just me and her. We'll talk about future. We'll talk about everything. We'll inspire each other. So today I'm glad she's won an award. So thank you guys very much. Is Sean here? Guys, is Sean here? The owner of the building? Okay guys, safe, drive safe. Those who drink, give somebody else to drive for you, ne? Alright, sure guys.
Dude. No, bruh. No, I was recording for 2 hours.
Thank you so much.
What is wrong on? I don't know. I need to check on the computer, bruh.
Tell him, don't tell him the charger. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, so they need to bring on the camera. I lost all my separate channels.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It was another night full of celebrities, but first, education. It's not the end of the road. More is still to come. Why miss it when you can sure can make it like everyone else? There's a foundation for every future. Who knows? You could be next.
I want to have a meet and greet. I want to have a meet and greet. Are you guys almost done? Hi! Oh my gosh. Wardrobe stylist about to meet a wardrobe HOD. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Nogbonga, for shining your light. You're only allowing our dreams to become a reality.
I was like, man, what are we doing? We're doing a collaboration with Durban.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the brand. Like, we're planning to continue filming. Like, what do you mean? What you were?
Right? She's crazy, right? I must say, like, you're having so much fun with us. I hope I'm on fleek. You on fleek, Jay.
It's lit. It's not easy.
It isn't. It takes a lot of time.
Not even within the whole year of daily lessons, you put in part of the knowledge that you have. So,
literally ended it off different. When I have, but you went straight for this special effects.
literally doing good. So I was like, no, I was like, I decided, I drew my line.
No, something as well as a nine. The project thing,
You are the problem, correct? You're a content, but your thing is a marketing. So, absolutely take that
Yo, I like coming to the 2 minutes.
One.
I'm a taking the picture.
Kaya ba try my video? Yeah, shoot. I mean, yeah, shoot like that.
Uzothini? Eh?
Baphika umubuzo thina bani.
Nangu mithi. No, imenzo yet. Na interview. Are you done? Are you ready? So this is the last draw of the night. So this is the last draw of the night, and we have been having great fun. Up here we've got Gift, Mr. Know It All. So how was this entire event? Second session.
Wow, I was really inspired. Really, this initiative is amazing because in order for the industry to grow in Durban, in KZN, we need to know where we are. We need to acknowledge where we are presently before we can head for the future. So I appreciate it. We learn from one another. I believe I've grown too much, and I was also inspired, having award-winning crew members, people who I consider my peers, because actors, in as much as they're actors and we crew, I appreciate seeing my peers also being recognized for their craft, for their art. So, yeah, we're here today, and I appreciated everything that happened, and I just can't wait for the next one. I just believe this is the beginning of a great movement, a great initiative for Durban to move forward in the industry. And yeah, we've got 3 great productions in Durban now. And to be honest, after such sessions, you see more and more in the next decade or 2.
And this is all we are doing, inspiring Durbanites to do more films, more TV, and more inspiring stories to be told. Ladies and gentlemen, join us for the next one in the next month. Last Thursdays or Tuesdays of the month, please join us. Brought to you by Ilu. That production.